A Boone County prosecutor is questioning former President Joe Biden's decision to commute the sentence of a mid-Missouri drug leader. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lucas Geisler.
And I'm Megan Drakis. Malcolm Redmond was sentenced to federal prison for 24 years in 2016. He was one of 27 people arrested between Missouri and Illinois over 10 years ago for selling crack.
ABC 17's Nia Hinson joins us live in studio tonight. Nia, Biden's decision means Redmond will get out of prison a decade early.
Lucas, this is video of federal authorities showing up to Redmond's house on Sanford Avenue in Central Columbia in August of 2014 to arrest him. He, along with 6 other people, are accused of selling crack in the area between 2011 and 2014. Biden's decision means he'll now get out of jail in July on the basis that the drug charges are nonviolent, but Boone County prosecutor Roger Johnson tells me he thinks otherwise. Former President Joe Biden's record-breaking decision to commute nearly 2,500 people on nonviolent drug crimes means Malcolm Redmond will get out of prison a decade sooner. But prosecutors are questioning whether that's the right move.
The concern that we would have is on paper these look like nonviolent drug offenses, but the federal prosecutors really just don't do nonviolent drug offenses to the extent that drug offenses in dealing ever are nonviolent.
Local and federal law enforcement arrested Redmond in August of 2014 on Sanford Avenue in Central Columbia. They claim he sold cocaine and crack around the area from 2011 to 2014.
Even in the major metropolitan areas, this would be considered a real success.
2 years later, Redmond pled guilty and was sentenced to 24 years in federal prison. His lawyers pushed back, denying how involved he was in the operation, but law enforcement says a wiretap proved his involvement and claimed evidence tied him to violence in the area.
One of the really shocking things at this time was that there were shootings in such public places. And so there was a shooting, for example, at Boone Tavern downtown. There was a shooting at the Chuck E. Cheese, which is a place where you have families and kids playing.
Redmond was never convicted of a shooting, which Johnson says was due to witnesses being scared to come forward. Dan Hannikin with Into Action says, while he can't speak on the specifics of Redmond's case, it's important to know people have their sentences commuted for many different reasons, saying it's important to recognize their need for resources if we want them to be successful in our community and stay out of jail. Kenneth Scott Sr. from Fulton is also accused of leading the conspiracy. He gave kilograms of powder cocaine to many of the other suspects and was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison.
Nia, thank you. Redmond will officially be released on July 16th. Johnson says he'll still be on supervision from federal probation and parole officers.